We are on Kaazon's Truth, another Kaazon's Truth production. It's time to get to work tonight. Get up, stand up, hit that like button when you come in so you do not forget on your way out. Let's go. Another Kaazon's Truth production featuring my tie. Heck yeah. You can be a part of this, featuring my tie. We going to court tonight. Cross-examination. The girl said Eric. The greater state of Mississippi said Quinton. Now you make it make sense. Lot going on. But patiently and quietly, we can break it all down, though, so we can keep our sanity. Keep on, just keeping on, huh? 'Cause you came and you, what? Yeah. Kaazon's Truth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I must say, the cigar is tasting mighty, mighty, mighty nice this evening. If you don't mind me sharing that. Hello. Let's get this disclaimer up. Yeah. I'll read it in a minute. Keep on, just keeping on. You changed my world. That's what y'all did when y'all subscribed to Kaazon's Truth. You changed my world. Huh? Yeah. Mississippi getting on my nerve. But I got to keep it handled. The other half of my children's blood is from the greater state of Mississippi. You know how, like, when we get done with this clown tonight, I got a clown coming up for you. Matter of fact, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all on that light. You know what I'm saying? I done got excited. I'm ready to move forward. Anyway, Kaazon, the K Factor, as well as here, Kaazon's Truth. Both of them work under the Fair Use. It's about the Copyright Act of 1976 under Section 107. It basically wants me to let you know that everything you will see here tonight will be for commentary, criticism, education, news, and research. All the material does belong to the prospective owners. Without me saying that, could be most likely infringing. And we don't want to do that now, do we? No, we don't want to do that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Copyright Act. Now, if you will, keep on. Yeah. Jessica Chambers, young lady, set on fire, which I deeply believe it was a European, as y'all do here in America sometime, mistakenly called white dude that did it. Here's where it drowns in its sadness. Real talk. I'm a parent. If someone did something to my kid, I want the person that did something to my child. That is, my child would not be the point of a political stunt. I don't know, make an example of. The greatest state of Mississippi to be ashamed of themselves. That girl told them. She told 9 different people or more who set her on fire. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Here, let me show you her car. Matter of fact, here, let me let little girl tell you. I'll let her tell you.
Told them who did.
I'll let her tell you.
Now, I know Mr. Champion talked to you about the fact that maybe her throat had soot or that she was not able to speak. But the evidence will show that many of the first responders completed reports. And what they put in their reports, you'll find that it's in quotes where she said, "Eric set me on fire." In quotations. She didn't say any other name. She didn't mention any other person. What she said was that Eric did this to me. Now, we had many responders out there. Cortland Fire. We had Pope Fire, because they're close in the area. And they got out there quickly, very fast. They were on the scene very quickly. They all talked to her and found out.
Hold on, before you tell us what y'all found out. I got to swing by and tell one of the god doggone family, hello. Hang on one second, counselor. All of that just to say, hey, beautifully made. I've missed you guys. I had a long week. But my mind made up. I know which direction I'm going in. Let's go.
By asking her at a point when she could speak continuously. Now, can you imagine, as minutes passed, responder after responder talked to her? And we can't diminish this fact. Now, I know that Mr. Champion stated to you that everything else will show that it will change your mind about this. I submit to you that nothing that the state will present to you will change your mind. Because once you do hear from each one of these responders who are out there, once you hear exactly...
Are we not going through all of this with her? I think we already did this. This is just for you guys coming in. Replay game. Somebody brand new. Somebody that needs to subscribe. Somebody that wants to share. Somebody that can hopefully get this over to Christina and Elmo, which they should already know because they live in the greater state of Mississippi. Hey there, beautifully. You know what I'm saying? They should know. This right here was just blatantly disrespectful. You'll see.
How they spoke to her. How she said she didn't know the person's last name. She knew Quinton. His name is Quinton Tellis. She did not say that day. Now, not a single piece of evidence that will be presented by the state. Again, I know Mr. Champion took quite a bit of time to spell out what they intend to show you or what the evidence will show. I submit to you that each one of the things he said to you today is inconsistent.
Blatantly.
Specifically, statements from Quinton. He spoke to law enforcement, lots of law enforcement. You'll find that it's all different agencies.
Because they have a problem sometime in the greater state of Mississippi about a young Adolf, a.k.a. mistakenly called black, Negro, colored, sticking their pencil in the wrong nationality pencil sharpener. I don't care what that barbershop dude said. I done wrote him 7 times. If you know, you know. Cutting with E. Cutting with E. The invitation is still open, son. You don't want to come down here, you can meet me in Mobile, right there at the IHOP. Teach you some history, boy.
FBI, Panola County, MBI, ATF, things I couldn't necessarily remember what they stood for. He voluntarily spoke to all law enforcement.
I wanted them boys off the boat done spoke to all law enforcement. I doubt it.
Whenever they wanted to talk to him. And not once did he confess. As a matter of fact, you'll see that he insisted that this was not something he would do, and he got upset about it.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? To be fair, hold on. Let me frame this up over here. Let's get to it. Hold on one second. Let's get to who I got an issue with. Let me calm down. I like to went right clean by where I want to go. Now, I want you to get a load of this Jode. This Jode. This dude here. Uh-oh. Let me move myself over here now. Let me move over here. Matter of fact, before I hit play, let me just line it up like that. And I want y'all to get a load of this now. And this should take us the duration of the evening. Sit back, relax. I'm going to try to keep my commentary to a minimum. If I feel like I need to point something out, I will. Keep in mind, this whole demonstration is for Christine and Christine and Elmo Walmsley, mother and father of the late Nolan Wells. This is in dedication and education. Just to remind you how the great state of Mississippi have one rule and one rule only. Keep those Negroes in check at all costs. Even if we hold the Bible in one hand, a drink in the other, and a lie coming out our lips. Let's roll. Yeah, get you some water. Get on your ass. My man.
Grabbed another one.
My dog right there.
Good morning, Mr. Douglas.
Good morning, sir.
Just a little background. You're an
It's only right we do a little background. Let's do that. Let's get that out the way. Let him get his credentials off.
agent with MBI.
Yes, sir.
And you work primarily with homicide.
Yes, sir.
You do a lot of, and I'm just kind of recounting from
Sure.
yesterday, violent gun crimes, and you've worked over 200 homicides in your career. Would that be correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you became involved in this case December the 7th,
Yes, sir.
2014. I believe you indicated that you went down to the crime scene
I did.
on that particular day, correct?
Yes, sir.
Anything of particular note on this particular day?
As far as, there were a lot of things to note on that day, sir.
Certainly. Describe some of them for the jury, please.
Are you talking about the crime scene or
The
just
crime
case in
scene.
general? The crime scene, like I said, I always go to the crime scene to familiarize myself with it. There were still some, I say still some, I shouldn't say that. When I got there, there were some, I think there were search and rescue type people looking for, I recall 3 or 4 vehicles with maybe 5 or 6 people there. Looking in the ditches, trying to find anything else of interest. And when I say people, let me qualify that.
And let me qualify something. Just the fact that he said ditches, it just reminded me of something. I maybe should have showed y'all, I think I left off, either or. Y'all know how I am. Write the word ditches or ditch, circle it. We'll come back to it. It's important. It's a downright out shame, be honest with you. To put it more plainly, it's a bunch of bullshit. But, well, I'll let him explain the rest.
Mr. Peterson, official type, I think they were, like I say, search and rescue type people. Of course, you know, notice in the area, you've seen the photographs. I just observed the burns on the tree, the grass, that type thing. Like I say, I went mainly to familiarize myself with it. Yes, sir.
Now, when you were there at the crime scene on this particular day, again, I'm talking about December 7th.
Yes, sir.
You indicated that there were, you know, the search and rescue, and I'm not trying to pin you down
Sure.
to that, but I mean, were those firemen or were those members of law enforcement?
No, sir. I can tell you I remember Daniel Cole.
Okay.
Now, like I say, there were 3 to 5. I remember Daniel because I know Daniel. I know there were several others. To be specific and say who they were, I'm sorry, I can't, sir.
Certainly. But they, what led you to believe that they were search and rescue persons?
Well, I say search and rescue. Mr. Cole is the director of the, I think,
My time, don't start. Don't start my.
emergency management. And I know Major Thompson and I had spoken about it, and he said, Tim, I'm going to get these people to walk the ditches, see if there's anything else of note, see if there's anything that they might be able to find that we missed last night because of the late hour in the darkness.
Certainly. Now, when you arrived at the crime scene on this particular day, was there anyone there who you would consider to be in charge of that search and rescue team?
I would believe Daniel would be, sir, since he's over the, yes, Daniel Cole.
Certainly.
Yes, sir.
And you had subsequent conversations with Mr. Cole. Would that
Absolutely.
be correct?
Sure.
Did Mr. Cole actually turn over any evidence that he may have obtained during this time?
Not to me, he did not. No,
Okay.
sir.
So there was no additional evidence recovered from that crime scene that you're aware of after the evidence that would have been collected by Mr. Dixon or Lieutenant Dixon on the night of the crime?
Outside of the keys that were found, I believe on the 8th service.
Circle ditch keys. Ditch. Write the word key or keys.
Right there at the crime scene. I don't believe so. Now, I could be mistaken, sir, but
Sir.
I didn't make any note of it. Yes, sir.
You're not personally aware of any as you sit here today?
That's
Okay.
right. Yes, sir.
And I know there were the keys that were
Sure.
recovered from Jerry King. Are those the keys you're referring to?
Yes, sir.
Keep Jerry King, those keys, in a ditch. Damn, I should have really. Anyway, let's keep rolling.
I believe those keys have been identified as belonging to Jessica Chambers.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, when you arrived there, was the crime scene tape?
There was still some tape there. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, now, was it still intact, or was there just pieces of it still there?
Mr. Peterson, I can't recall. I don't believe the scene was completely taped off, but now I could be very mistaken.
Certainly. Tell me, as you sit here today, can you describe for me the portion of the scene that you recall being taped off on December 7th when you arrived there?
I remember that there was tape on the fence, I believe going out to the tree. To say that there was tape around the entire scene, I cannot say that for certainty, sir.
Okay. Had the vehicle been removed?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay. And do you recall whether it was still smoldering or not?
The vehicle or?
No, I mean the scene.
Oh,
Was
no,
there still
sir,
smoke
it had been
still coming?
extinguished, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, I ask you, was there anything of note? And you mentioned the search and rescue people.
Sure.
Did anything else capture your attention while you were there on this particular occasion?
The scene itself, but I mean, if you're asking if anything stuck out and piqued, I was very interested in the fact that, and again, the reason I went there, to orient myself with the way the vehicle was pulled in, there were skid marks that came down would be from against the fence down to the road, and I said, is this where they drove up? And they said, no, this is where the wrecker pulled the vehicle out.
Okay.
So that was my concern, was to make sure I understood the orientation of the vehicle at the time that it was found, and when I say exact, pretty much the placement of the vehicle.
That was some deep shit, wasn't it? Where they pulled the vehicle out at. These drag marks. Mark it down. Tape it off.
And who actually communicated that to you, that the skid marks were?
Major Thompson.
Major Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Major Thompson was also present on this particular
I rode
occasion?
with him down there, yes, sir.
Okay, very
Yes, sir.
good. Now, Agent Douglas, do you prefer Agent Douglas?
You can call me Tim, whatever you'd like, sir, whatever you prefer.
What about Mr. Douglas?
That'd be great also.
Mr. Douglas, when you arrived at the crime scene on this particular occasion, do you recall having any concerns?
My concern when I got there, because I went to the sheriff's office first, I did not, I'm not judging what another man's work is, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I did not feel like there were enough photographs taken. Now that's me. I've always been, you take too many photographs. But now to judge what those men did that night,
My top, all I can tell you is put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on.
no, sir.
Certainly. Now, so that brings me to this. By the time you went to the crime scene on this particular day, you had already reviewed photographs.
I had.
Okay. Who took those photographs?
I believe Lieutenant Dixon, I believe I believe he took them, sir.
Okay. And would those photographs have been taken on the night of the crime?
Yes, sir,
or
that's correct.
So they were taken while it was dark?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were there any additional ones taken after the sun came up on the 7th that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Okay. Now, Agent Douglas, you indicated that, and when I say indicated, I'm talking about your testimony from yesterday.
Sure.
You indicated to the jury that one of the things that you did initially was to obtain 24 hours of text messages from the victim's phone.
Exit warrant, not just text, but phone record.
Listen up, Miss Christine and Elmo, parents of Nolan Wells. And it's 2014. Listen up. Is that not what the conversation is popping off the phone Has it not been about the phone from the word go and the Nolan Wells? Give me back my effing phone. What are y'all doing with my phone? And then y'all let that lying, dirt dabbler looking ass Tristan Shepard come up. That was me yelling. Ain't never told nobody. Anyway.
Sir, phone record.
Yes, sir.
Well, 24 hours of whatever from the
There you
victim's
go.
phone.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you went about doing that.
There's a form, and I believe she had Verizon, so each phone cellular carrier provides, you call their law enforcement, there's a 1-800 number, whatever, emergency number that you call, and they'll actually, excuse me, the fax or email you a copy of their exit warrant. You fill that thing out, send it back to the law enforcement liaison, and they work with us, whoever fills the thing out.
Sure.
They work with law enforcement to send those records.
Now, so you get these. Now, these are from Ms. Chambers' phone,
Correct. Yes, sir.
Do you recall? Was it more than text messages? Did it include phone calls?
It was totals. So it was her cell records, and it would have been text messages, phone data. Now, I'm not sure about location. I believe they send location.
Certainly.
But I can't recall if it was. I know some send you location data with it, but it was the phone records, Mr. Peterson.
Certainly. And we're talking about Ms. Chambers' phone.
Correct.
So we're talking about Verizon.
Correct.
Correct. And how soon were you able to obtain that information?
It was pretty quick because we bothered the snot out of them. I can tell you, I remember calling at least twice, saying, hey, we need this. Can you get these to us?
Okay.
It's very important.
As you sit here today, do you have any estimate as to when those records actually were in your hands?
Sir, I don't. I know it was early afternoon because I was called. I was getting ready to go to church with my family. Whenever Barry called me, and Ferris called me and told me that Miss Chambers was deceased. Okay. So I just picked my stuff up and got the truck and went to the sheriff's office. I had, be honest with you, I was hounding Ferris. I said, have you got that extra?
We got ourselves another Sonia, don't we? Any of y'all passing through, if you know, you know. They know.
Warrant done. He said, no, sir, not yet. And I said, Ferris, have it done by the time I get to the jail. At least have the form there. Yes. And so it was at least early afternoon when we got those records.
So you actually got those records again on the 7th?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, December
early
7th.
Afternoon.
Early afternoon.
Yes, sir.
And if this makes sense, you indicated that you start with 24 hours. Is there a particular reason why you start with just that 24-hour period?
Because that's all they'll send us.
Okay. So
on an exit warrant, they will give you the prior, 24 hours from the time, and I say time you contact. Her phone went dead at, I'm not sure of the time. I know it's noted in reports. Shortly after 8 o'clock, I believe it was, her phone went dead. So we would have gotten the previous 24 hours from the time that phone went dead.
Okay. Now, and I believe you indicated that you actually get that because you want to kind of piece together that person's day.
Like I say, it's extra, so it's emergency. It's I'll take 5 days if they send it. We take what they send, but it's an emergency order. We need this because it's a life or death situation.
But what I was asking is, and you obtain that information because you want to start piecing together the last 24 hours.
True. Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you indicated that that's especially important in situations like this when there were no eyewitnesses.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then you obtain this phone information and you start pulling together the victim's day and you start to interview people,
Sure.
as I understand from your testimony yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And I believe that those interviews started with persons in the Cortland area.
Not necessarily. There were some people from Batesville. It was whoever. If you have a copy of her phone records, then whoever was on that record, that's who we started bringing in. So
Sure.
it wasn't just Cortland people. No, sir.
Well, I was just recounting your testimony from yesterday, and during that
If I
testimony,
said-
you indicated Cortland
I'm sorry.
area. I took that to mean Cortland, Pope,
Okay.
Batesville.
Yes, sir. From
this area.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Batesville. I know there was one young man from Batesville. So
Fair
I'm
enough.
sorry if I misspoke. It wasn't just limited to courtroom.
Not a problem.
Yes, sir.
So, as you sit here today, now, one of the people that you interviewed was Keisha Meyer.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
And you indicated, or according to my notes, you characterized her as Ms. Chambers' best friend.
That's the way she characterized herself. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And that was when you interviewed her,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Correct.
You recall any other persons that you interviewed during this early stage?
Yes, sir. There were quite a few.
Okay. Do you recall any of those interviews?
I do. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Again, I take. I'm careful not to call names from the stand, sir. Obviously, with the media.
What? What? You not finna call no name. Hold the hell up. What?
According to my notes, you characterized her as Ms. Chambers' best friend.
That's the way she characterized herself. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And that was when you interviewed her,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Correct.
You recall any other persons that you interviewed during this early stage?
Yes, sir. There were quite a few.
Okay. Do you recall any of those interviews?
I do. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Again, I take. I'm careful not to call names from the stand, sir. Obviously, with the media. I'll be glad to start calling names if you'd like to, but I prefer not to, sir.
Well, let's do it this way. You indicated, and I've got here in my notes, Yammers.
Yes, sir.
You spoke with
Yammers.
someone, they told you Yammers.
Yumbers.
Please, what did you mean by that?
That was one of the young firemen. That's when this was Monday.
Okay.
I said, "What? Tell me what she said." Excuse me, because we were getting the Eric and Derek the hallway. By this time, the sheriff's office was filling up with local investigators, some other state investigators. The firemen were in and out. And I pulled one of the little guys to the side, and I said, "Tell me what she said, bud. Tell me what you heard her say," because there was chatter, excuse me, among themselves through the hall.
We understood her to say young bear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's what he understood her to say.
Do you recall which, and this was one of the first responders,
It was Seth Cook.
Seth Cook?
Yes, sir.
And during your testimony yesterday, you characterized that as dying declaration.
I did.
Okay. Can you explain to the jury what a dying declaration is?
Sure. When someone dies, or when they die, prior to death, when a person makes a statement, we take special notice of it. We always have. I could go back through several instances. I won't, but a person having been shot or whatever, shot, stabbed, and they say so-and-so did such and such. Again, like I said yesterday, sir, to qualify that answer, you always have to take into account the state of mind, the state of the victim. Now from an investigative standpoint. So again, I understand your question, and I'm not trying to over answer your question, Mr. Peterson. But the totality of the circumstances, the reason I think I described it as going in.
Now remember now, don't lose track. He's trying to explain to whoever catches this, watch this, or know this story. He's trying to convince you how he got from the dying girl saying, Eric, small possibility, Derek, but mainly Eric set her on fire. And what we doing is we trying to figure out how in the hell did they get from a Eric, possibly Derek, to a Quinton Tellis. That's what we doing. From out of her mouth, the dying girl's mouth. I'm just telling you.
With eyes wide open and not limiting ourselves. Yes, she made a declaration. Yes, in my non-medical opinion, she was in a state of terrible shock. Yes, looking at the photographs, she was burned beyond anything that I have ever seen or could imagine someone going through. So while that dying declaration was very important to me, we chose not to limit ourselves because of the state that that young woman was in at the time she died.
Certainly. But now, in your
Interesting.
200 homicide investigations, how often would you say you have encountered victims who have given dying declarations?
There's been quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yes, sir.
And would it be fair to say that when a victim gives a dying declaration, they're pretty much all in that pretty critical state of mind?
I'll ask you a question like this, not a yes or no answer, so no
Sure.
disrespect, sir. Every person, every homicide is obviously different. Nobody dies the same way. Nobody's shot in the same place. Nobody stabbed the same way. Yes, sir, they're all critical. I'll qualify that answer again. I have never seen a homicide victim in the state that Ms. Chambers was in at the time she gave her declaration.
Would it be fair to say that normally when victims are giving dying declarations, they're of the opinion that they're about to die?
Oh, I would think so, sure. And again, I don't understand the state of mind of a victim in that type of shock. So again, I can assume. I'm not trying to give assumptions. And I'm not trying to skirt your answer.
No, but that's kind of why it's referred to as a dying declaration,
Sure,
right?
absolutely.
Now, so they all have that in common.
Yes,
They
sir.
believe they're about to die.
Sure.
He drinking all that damn water. He gonna have to pee after a while.
Have you ever known during the course of your 200 homicide investigation a victim to give a dying declaration falsely implicating someone else?
Again, I'm not going to skirt your answer. I would have to go back and look through every homicide that I've worked that involved that to see if exactly what they said matched exactly what we found.
Well, let me ask you like this. Have you ever had a victim to give a dying declaration against someone other than who they thought caused them to be in the position where they were giving that dying
I
declaration?
don't believe I have.
Okay. So it's not like some girl or some guy is going to try and get one in against a girlfriend or boyfriend on their way out, is it?
Now, that's hypothetical, sir. I'm not going to answer a hypothetical question. I'm sorry.
Certainly. Now, you indicated that Yumbers, and then there was, we all heard the name Eric,
Yes, sir.
and then Derek.
Yes, sir.
Did you interview each of these first responders?
Personally interview? No, sir. I
Certainly.
didn't. No, sir.
How many, you spoke with Seth.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall speaking to any of the other
I
first
did,
responders?
yes, sir. I spoke to several of them, and it was like I say, knowing the majority of these young men, I'd grab them and say, hey, tell me what was going on, tell me what you heard, tell me what was said, tell me what you thought. That was a lot, I guess a lot of mine, a lot of my thought at the time was tell me what you were thinking at the time. What did you see and what were you thinking? What was your state of mind when you heard this? Because hey, I'll be very upfront with you and this jury and everyone in this courtroom. That I was very not concerned. I was very interested in the fact that she said this Eric or Derek without a doubt, 100%, no doubt about it. Yes, sir.
And did any of those first
That great state of Mississippi. Hell no.
responders that you spoke with?
It's what y'all got running around Mississippi. Investigating shit. Hit this. Goodness gracious almighty.
Mention the name Quinton Tellis.
They did not. No,
Did
sir.
any of them say Quinton
No, sir.
or Quinn
No, sir.
or QT
Not. No,
Huh?
sir.
or anything
Or Q-tip.
similar to Quinton Tellis
Not one.
that you're aware of?
Not to me. No,
Okay.
sir.
Well, did you become aware of any of them
No, sir.
saying that later?
No, sir.
Okay. And then yesterday when we were talking, or when you were being questioned by the prosecution, you indicated that at that point, it absolutely caused you to expand your investigation.
Absolutely.
Based upon that information.
Yes, sir.
So you took that Eric or Derek seriously.
Now, when I said expand, I was referring to the Youngers. The fact that she couldn't pronounce her last name.
Certainly.
So that was my testimony as far as that testimony. That was the reason for the expansion,
Okay.
or the not
Oh,
limiting
man.
ourselves to.
Y'all better come on in here and get a load of this shit. This is the greatest state of Mississippi. This is a lead detective, agent, up there.
To Eric or Dick.
Okay. So your testimony is that you expanded your investigation because of the term yumbers.
Correct.
Even though, as I understand it, and please correct me if I'm wrong, only one person indicated that to you.
Let's see. Let me think. There was another one, sir. That she. Several of the guys said, I really couldn't understand him, Mr. Tim. I thought it was Eric or Derek. Now, I'll be quite frank with you. Several of these young men, I'm not saying they changed their story, but they said, I thought I heard it. I heard so-and-so say it. So I took it at that point with the yummers and the things that were told me by some of these first responders. If I tell you a name, ma'am, you start sending it down the line, and by the time it gets here, it's very possible it's the same thing, very possible it's something else. Again, I'm not trying to tell you what the state of those firemen, the state of mind they were in. Let me go back to Seth Cook, Mr. Peterson, if I can. To go along with his statement, I said, Seth, tell me how you felt when you got there. He said, Mr. Tim, we got out of that truck and I saw that girl walking up the road. He said, I was scared, and he used some expletives. I was scared to death. He said, we started backing up. He said, I believe it's Cole. He said, I told Cole, go back to your truck and get your gun. Something's not right. This boy was, and I say boy, boy's been, young man, was scared to death. And again,
Oh, shit. This is the greatest state of Mississippi. Lead detective, agent, say he highly qualified. And then that boy slip out. It's all right. It's all right.
I was concerned about their state of mind also, because perception, the state they were in, I believe would affect their perception. Now that was, I'm just letting you know where I was going from day one.
Sure. Now, you indicated, and you sort of directed it toward the jury, but you indicated if one person tells someone at the beginning of a line, and by the time it gets to the end of a line, it may have changed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we used to play that game when
We
I
did
was
too.
young.
Sure.
But now in this situation, we're not talking about 10 first responders who told someone a name, and then they told the next person the name, and they told the next person the name. We're talking about first responders who had individual contact with Ms. Chambers. Are we not?
Are we not? I'd have been more like, am I right?
File my answer with this.
Well, let me,
Okay, sure.
are we talking about first responders that had individual contact with Ms. Chambers?
I had some concern early on that these men, after hearing what they said when they came to the sheriff's office, that they actually heard firsthand. I had that concern. Reason being, now if I can qualify that answer for you, reason being, some say, Mr. Tim, she was whispering, I could hardly hear. Some said, man, she was walking back to the ambulance and talking just like me and you were. That's 180 degrees apart, Mr. Peterson. So again, sir, that's the reason I use that. I'm not trying to skirt my answer or skirt your answer. But we have this large divide. A couple of them saying I could barely hear. She was barely talking, and then one over here said, man, she was talking just like me and you were talking. So yes, sir, there was concern on my part early on.
Certainly. Did you get a chance to review the statements that were actually written by the first responders in this case?
I did.
Did your review of those statements cause you to go to that particular first responder to clarify any concerns you had,
We-
as you
we-
just articulated.
Sorry. We called that was the reason to pulling several of them to the side. Let me go ahead and say this, and I'm going to take the hit on this because this is on me. When I said deaths yesterday, not just homicides, we investigate officer-involved shootings. So if a police officer shoots somebody, we're the outside investigative body that goes in and performs investigation, independent investigation.
Oh, God dang. This, you, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Mississippians, y'all been in Mississippi longer than the Europeans. Some might get mad that I say so, but I just did. And stand on that. The Mississippians are one, man, Mississippi, if y'all knew your own history, you outnumber them today. Always have. This is who comes out and investigate police shootings. Because if you do the math now, who's the main people that get shot by police? Okay, now that you done answer that, okay, now he comes. He's coming to investigate the police shooting, even though he's a police. And you wonder why people running around here in 2026 still asking, can so-and-so get justice? Justice for so-and-so. Man, we better come up with something else. We better really come up with something else.
I've been trained by several different trainings that I've been through, quite a few different trainings that I've been through, that when an officer's shot or when an officer pulls a trigger involved in a traumatic event, you give that man a minimum of 24 hours up to 72 hours to write his report. I made this point to Mr. Champion several weeks ago. I said, John, let me tell you what
that qualified immunity shit is hellified, isn't it? You have to look at the science on this. You, as the taxpayer, pay their salary. Technically, you're their boss. But because you got the slave muckery up into this, and the history of how the police even came to police, I didn't say sheriff. Sheriff and sheriff deputy, that's a whole nother conversation. I can find them in the Constitution. These cats, man, these are organizations with qualified immunity. If you come up hurt or deceased in the process of them doing their job, you heard what he just said. If a police shooting happened, now you picture yourself protecting your house. They get 24 to 72 hours to write their report. You think you're going to have that long? I'm saying without going to jail first. You think you're going to be able to work that?
should have done. I should have told those firemen, look, take 2 or 3 days, let this sink in, think about what you saw, what you heard.
See, that's enough time for the trick. Go back to the Nolan Wells story. Nolan Wells went missing sometime in between 3 and 4:30 on Saturday, 4th of July. In between that time and Monday morning at 8:45, one of the boys' parents had done shut down all social media, retained attorneys, wrote out not one, but 2 statements. Are you getting this shit? I know it ain't that many people in here watching, but those of y'all that are, when I say you're going to walk away, let me let him go
and
ahead.
put it down on paper.
Uh-huh.
I'll take the hit on that. I
Okay.
should have said, slow down, stop, take your time.
Slow down. Go take 72 hours. We got a girl that's been set on fire. Hold on. Let me set the shit back up again. God doggone it now. Shit. We got a girl who was set on fire. She lived long enough for hours. She lived long enough to tell them who set her on fire. She told the greater state of Mississippi, a guy by the name of Eric. She told this to at least 9 different people. One or two of them thought maybe it was Eric, Derek. Either or, we got an Eric in it. Greater state of Mississippi said, F that. I don't like the fact that in her cell phone, and she was sweating him. She wasn't sweating him. She wasn't. Okay, then. Shit. Here we go. 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 Let's test that. Let's test it. Let's test it. I'm going to come here. I want to come here. Let's let him, I'll let him tell you. You don't want to believe me. Maybe you'll buy it from him. Nope, that's not the one I want. I want to go, oh, okay, I see what's up. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, check this out. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill that. Bear with me 1 second. Nope, not that frame. That frame should be gone. Hold on, I'm going to be letting it play.
All right, thank you. You may continue.
Oh, yeah, I worked today. I see on that now, yeah.
Hold on, because I got to do you right. I got to do you right. I want to refresh this real quick. Now, let me go over here. Why is it still coming up as that?
All right, thank you. You may continue.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on 1 second. What am I doing wrong here? It's not there. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what then. I'll tell you what. Since it's going to make me think on the fly. Because they don't believe me. So I'm going to let him tell you his daggone self. Even if it take me a second. Even if I'm in here by myself. I swear to goodness. Is this where that's at? Give me 1 second.
Oh, yeah, I worked today. I see on that now, yeah.
Okay, now hold that thought right there. You ain't gonna whoop me. I'll do you like that. I'll come back like, oh, this thing is trying me. Why are you trying me? That's gone. Oh, my goodness gracious almighty. Hold on 1 second. Let me try one more thing here. Yeah, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. But here. I want to go here. Bingo. Got dog on it. Trying me. Trying me up in here with everybody. Okay, now let's get to some action. Now, hold on. Let me get myself out the way. Yeah, I don't want to be the center of attraction. Especially in the greater state of Mississippi. Hell to, oh goodness gracious almighty. Me and my mouth. Oh yeah, boy, it'd have been some issues. Maybe. All right, now you got to get close. There's nothing I can do. That's their little recording system there. So let's just work through this.
She came to my mom's house. She was looking for some weed. I saw her some weed that day. This is like the day after y'all met, right? Mm-hmm. The next day. I mean, we used to text back and forth and talk on the phone. Okay. So y'all text a lot now? Now, were you in a relationship with anybody else then? I had a girlfriend. Who's your girl then? Well, I was talking to a girl named Jamie Shaw. Where'd Jamie stay? She lived down Highway 6 by Curtis on Henry Harris Road. On the Curtis Lock Station? The road before you get to Curtis Lock Station, right off of Shell Road. Jamie Shaw, okay. How'd y'all meet? I've been knowing Jamie for years. I met Jamie when I was living on Highway 6, right there by Shell Road. I met her because me and Jamie's brother, we used to work together. Who's her brother? Her brother named Eddie. Eddie? And me and her brother became friends. And I met Jamie, I went over there one day, just started talking to Jamie. So you started kicking it with Jamie once you got out? Oh, yeah, I started that talking to him. Well, what about this, your wife now? Y'all were, while you were locked up, you were talking to her, right? So once you got out, what was your status with your, do you call her your girlfriend or still my girl? So much the one. When you married to? Yeah, what's her name? Shakita. We was kicking and she came to see me and stuff, but she was there in my room, so almost there, so. Okay. No, I think so. Cat's away, I'm waiting. I feel you. So you had Jamie as a girlfriend, just kind of somebody on the side. Yeah, that's a girlfriend. She really was my girlfriend. You were a friend girl? She liked me, wanted to be with me, but I was playing like hardball. I ain't want to just be, which I really didn't want to be with her. I cared for her. I'm with you. Okay. So you date anybody else? I know, guys, the moment they get out of prison, they burn that phone up. You know, I mean, who else? It really don't be the guys. It be like females come approach you like you fresh out. You ain't gotta really just say nothing to them. They just approach you and be like, ah. You're like, damn, I love the free world. So who else were you kicking?
They don't like that shit there.
Kicking it with?
Especially when it's one of theirs acting unseemly like that. Hey, remember in the Nolan Wells case? Remember when it first popped off? You remember? Remember when it first popped off? Did they not try to make the Katie girl seem like she was a whore? Huh? Like that girl just jumped off the boat, went out there on the beach, dropped down clothes, punched Nolan. First time she ever met him. Man, I went off, man. I said, boy, if Katie daddy, this one particular dude, I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't seen him in a minute now. I have not seen him in some weeks. You hear me? I wrote him a nice little long thing. I told him straight up, hey, if her daddy pull up on your chump ass, I'll understand. I won't even get in it.
At the time, Jamie, because she used to spend night with me at my mom's house. I don't even know when I started talking to another girl, but I can't remember what month I was talking to her. When she lived over there she lived in Shiloh.
I'm talking about turned Katie into a Garden 2. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, she got off the boat. She was going to be, you know how it is, get off the boat. They just met. One thing turns into another, and she hunched with 200-300 some people on the goddamn island. Open goddamn broad daylight. I said, come on, my guy. Come on now. Nolan had better respect for himself than that. You could call your own girl what you want to call her. Team Nolan. Team Shirley Strawberry. If you know, you know.
Kaazon. Yeah, what's her last name? Shit, Johnson. Kaazon? Kaazon Johnson. She got a nickname? Kaazon. Yana?
Yeah, my man had, hey, that boy had that little color going to him. Boy. Right. Her name was Jay, Anyway, let me get back to my cross-examination.
Go home, think about what you saw, what you heard, write your report. They were involved in a traumatic event. I don't know how they described it when they sat on this stand, but I'm just letting you know that according to what they told me, they were involved in a traumatic event. It was on me to say, slow down, take your time, think about it before you tell us what you saw or heard. It's the same, so I'm not saying anything it's the same thing that we do with police officers involved in, a shooting event, a traumatic event. So I didn't do that. So I made that mistake. I absolutely did.
That's cold talk. What he's basically trying to tell some of them on the jury, I need to call my wife in here. This was the second trial. They took a swing at this one time and hung their jury up. He was able to Quinton was able to find some people on there that didn't buy that bug. Hey, Granny, they came back again. This is round number 2. That jury that's been selected for this, all I'm going to say is R&B singer Brandy and my wife are from that same county. The people that's on the jury now. They had to go out of county and go pick a whole new jury.
It was chaotic around that jail the first day, for sure, the first couple of days. And so, and again, I believe I said it yesterday. I was not, my purpose of being involved in that investigation wasn't to run it wasn't to head it, it wasn't to be the boss or anything.
Those of y'all coming in, just real quick, got this young lady here was set on fire. She told the police and other firefighters and EMTs that a guy named Eric set on fire. Some thought she said Derek. Either way, the greater state of Mississippi, just off the simple fact that that boy stuck his pencil inside of her pencil sharpener, and she was sweating him more harder than he was sweating her. Real talk. His name Quinton. She said Eric did it. Greater state of Mississippi said Quinton did it. She said Eric did it. Greater state of Mississippi said he did it. God, dog. Let me just hit this play button.
It was to go in and try to coordinate, but I should have...
Y'all sure y'all don't want to come together? Y'all sure? We good separated like fingers? Y'all don't want to come together and make a fist. Y'all want to stay individual. That all right, let that shit up.
Step back and said, hang on just a second. But, and the point making there, when
I bet you if I'm in a court of law, I bet you if I look on and document, if somebody uttered the words out their mouth on the record, and attach me to the word black, hey, you do whatever you want to do. I done got to the point. These 20 something years, it about done took a toll. I'm about to, hey, if you want to go up under in them people's arena, that's their arena. They call it a court. Look at it as a tennis court. You got two different teams on opposing sides, and you the ball, and the judge is that person that sits up in that high-ass chair and tells Serena, Boy, that used to be some funny messed up. But anyway, let them put me under that word black. And what, hey, if you're not too for sure, you better let me go first. Follow me. Follow me.
When Barry or Dixon or someone would come to me and say, hey,
Other than that, he cold talking. He letting them Europeans on that jury know it's cold talk. Hey, we police friendly. Hey, when we investigate a police shooting, we give them all the time they need. They got 24 to 72 hours to write their report. They could go get them some. They could go get some ice cream. They could go to the park. They can go fishing. They can even revisit the scene. Doggone it.
hey, I got so-and-so doing something or other. It was like, okay, good, fine. You know, we're doing this, so that's fine.
Okay. And you said that was on you.
It's on me, yes, sir.
Would you agree with me then that it is on the first responder themselves to articulate in their statement what they actually witnessed there when they were present doing this? Would you agree with me?
I'll agree with you, but that's a two-part answer. I agree with you 100%.
Sure.
If I can finish. Not to make less of those boys than what they are. You're talking about boys that come from the part house, from the farmhouse.
This is who you... I ain't even gonna start that. Where the play button?
From the woodshed. And they do a good job, and thank God for first responders.
Circle Woodshed. My man gonna crack me up. It's gonna be later on. We might not even get to it this evening. Oh, but we going back to back.
Volunteer their time. They don't have the training that what I consider, when I say professional firefighter, person that goes through the training and does it for a living, a professional law enforcement officer that has the wherewithal to be able to and is afforded proper training. These boys work on the farm 5 days a week, answer their fire call. And I'm not making less of them, sir. I'm making that point to say these guys saw something they had never seen before in their lives. They, in my opinion, my professional opinion, from dealing with death for 20-something years, they weren't afforded the opportunity to sit back and say, okay, I've seen this before, done this before, this is what my training has told me to do.
A firefighter. You can't make this shit up. A firefighter. I understand the Woodchuck boys and the AutoZone and the O'Reillys and the goddamn on Napa and Advance Auto. I understand those that work there and they do, what do they call them? Volunteer. I got that. Sir, hey, that's a cute little picture you trying to paint. There wasn't no popos out there. There wasn't no sheriff deputies out there. Man, let me let this man do his job.
They were just out there.
Are you attempting to tell this jury that it takes a special type of training just to write down what you see?
No, sir, but what I am saying is that if you will, so let me put it like this, firsthand. To read a report that some of these boys wrote, and then you read some of the reports that law enforcement wrote, you'll see a totally different type report. No, sir, I'm not saying that at all, Mr. Peterson.
This is the greatest state of Mississippi. Everybody reaching back to some damn Emmett Till. No disrespect to Emmett. No disrespect to Emmett. Megger. What about this? This girl done told him Eric set her on fire And because they so mad that this boy put his pencil inside of this girl, his name is Quinton. She told them people Eric set her on fire before she died. Greatest state of Mississippi said, bump that shit. We want him. And they went and got him. And they put him right here on trial. Right here what I'm playing now. Cross-examination. This is the guy right here. This the dude.
What I'm saying is, without a doubt in my mind,
I'm talking about my time, don't they? I mean, hey, sir. Sir, you see what my tie wrote? Okay.
and I'm not making less of what they were saying. I'm not making less of Eric and Derek. What I'm saying is these boys were traumatized on the scene. They told me what they believed they heard, without a doubt.
So, at this point, we're into your investigation.
Yes.
You've gotten Yamers, Derek, Eric. Yamers,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And your investigation is expanding.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now,
Greatest state of Mississippi. I said the greatest state of Mississippi. Now,
when do you recall speaking with, well, let me preface it by saying that did you interview Keisha Meyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that the first person you interviewed?
Was not. No, sir.
Okay. Who was the first person you interviewed?
First person I interviewed, his first name was Roscoe. Second person I interviewed, his first name was Brian.
Were these individuals in the phone?
Roscoe was not, Brian was.
Okay. So that would have been information that you have gotten out of the phone, correct?
On Brian, yes, sir. Roscoe, no. Roscoe was not on the phone records.
Certainly. But I mean, you had the phone records by this time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were putting together the last 24 hours.
Yes, sir.
So you were trying
what's up, ISIS?
to ascertain the persons that she had been speaking to or texting over the last 24 hours.
Hold on 1 second. I ain't know my face was blocking his face. Hell no. The dude keep moving the camera around. I gotta keep moving around. Let me try it out here. Okay, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Brian, we're
Brian's
talking
on the
about
phone.
Brian Mullen?
Sir?
Brian Mullen?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, at some point, you spoke with Quinton Tellis, correct?
I did, yes, sir.
Now, as you sit here today, when do you first recall speaking to Mr. Tellis?
It was I first spoke to Quinn on the 10th, which would have been Wednesday.
The 10th, so that was 4 days after that.
Yes, sir.
Was that interview was not recorded, correct?
It was not, no, sir.
That interview is memorialized in your notes.
In notes and reports, yes, sir.
Now, who was present at that interview?
Myself and Major Thompson.
Okay. Now, you indicated that there were.
I see the judge making note of that. They didn't record that interview, Judge. Your Honor. It's memorialized in his head. His head now. That's worth making a note of.
Over 100 interviews
Yes, sir.
in this particular case.
Yes, sir.
When you say 100, do you mean yourself personally or
No,
by
sir. As
everyone
the
is involved?
investigation as a whole, yes, sir.
Okay. And at what point did those interviews or this investigation start to expand beyond the Cortland area or Batesville or Pope, as you recall?
Well, I'd have to say early on because one of her prior, one of Jessica's prior boyfriends lived, I believe it was Ohio. So I mean, the thing expanded. There was never a time that we said, okay, boys, we need to start looking outside Cortland, Batesville, whatever. It was, when I say wide open, it was literally wide open, sir.
Now, you indicated on yesterday that You contacted the Fed and you got every Eric in Panola County. Did I understand that correctly?
From the Fusion Center.
From the Fusion Center. Is that a federal agency?
The Fusion Center is a state agency.
It's a
So,
state
yes, so they
agency.
come under NBI and the Department of Homeland Security.
Okay. So they provided you with the name of every Eric in Panola County?
That's
Mr. Peterson, you should have asked him, was that just a plain out? You shouldn't have said Fed. You should have said a governmental agency.
correct.
Okay. What about Derek?
I believe Derek also, yes, sir, I believe that's correct.
Do you recall how many names were on that provision? How did they communicate that information to you?
It was sent to us in a list. There was a list sent to us.
Okay.
Sent to Major Thompson, I believe it was.
Certainly. Did you see the list?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you recall how many names were on that list?
I don't, sir. No,
Was
sir. There
there-
were quite a few. I couldn't even speculate how many. There was quite a few.
Was there more than 5?
Oh, absolutely.
Was there more than 100?
I don't think so, no, sir.
So it would have been somewhere between 5 and 100.
Yes, sir.
50?
Like I said, there were quite a few. I wouldn't even start to speculate. how
Certainly.
many.
Now,
He look a little uncomfortable, don't he? Don't y'all take up for his ass? That boy got the backing of the greatest state of Mississippi. Shit, you better feel bad. Feel bad for yourself. Even if you don't even stay in the greatest state. Hey. Have a moment of silence for your people, the Mississippians. Y'all better be glad I know your history.
does the name Derek Holmes mean anything to you?
Yes, sir.
Did you have any personal contact with Mr. Holmes?
I did.
What do you know about Mr. Holmes?
He was the one I spoke of yesterday that I said I spent several days with him at the jail. Very early on, I'd have to look back at my notes and see the first day. I think maybe possibly Monday. We actually, Mr. Champion made sure I made the point when I said we kept him at the jail several days. I interviewed him over several days, interviewed his family. His family was sick of me by the time it was over with. And
My tie, that's how I look when I'm lying.
the point I was making when I was very honest and literal when I said, but the thing that exonerated that young man, the thing that I came to, he was absolutely rubbing his mama's feet. Whenever
Get a load of this shit now. Look at what all this dude had to tell. Hold on, because I was ripping. Let me take a deep breath. Because I thought. Anyway, let me let y'all hear it first.
Does the name Derek Holmes mean anything to you?
yes, sir,
Did you have any personal contact with Mr. Holmes?
I did.
What do you know about Mr. Holmes?
He was the one I spoke of yesterday that I said I spent several days with him at the jail. Very early on, I'd have to look back at my notes and see the first day. I think maybe possibly Monday. We actually, Mr. Champion made sure I made the point when I said we kept him at the jail several days. I interviewed him over several days, interviewed his family. His family was sick of me by the time it was over with. And the point I was making when I was very honest and literal when I said, but the thing that exonerated that young man, the thing that I came to, he was absolutely rubbing his mama's feet whenever Jessica died. That
Got that? My tie. See, this is where they get us at. Let Brother Kaazon's truth work for just a hot second. I like that, though. Somebody was rubbing their mother's feet? That's an incomplete statement. Check out what he said, though. Whatever time Jessica got killed, he was rubbing his mother's feet. Whether it was 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever, if the report wasn't out yet. You say he didn't? Okay, hold on 1 second. My time. I want you to teach this. I want you to That's very important what you put. You didn't put nothing wrong. You was fine with that. somebody was rubbing their mother's feet. Yup. But that wasn't the killer for me.
At every Eric in Panola County.
Hold
Do
on.
I understand that correctly?
From the Fusion Center.
From the Fusion Center. Is that a federal agency?
The Fusion Center is a state agency.
It's a
So,
state
yes, so they
agency.
come under MBI and the Department of Homeland Security.
Okay. So they provided you with the name of every Eric in Panola County?
That's correct.
Okay. What about Derek?
I believe Derek also, yes, sir, I believe that's correct.
Do you recall how many names were on that provision? How did they communicate that information to you?
It was sent to us in a list. There was a list sent to us.
Okay.
Sent to Major Thompson, I believe it was.
Certainly. Did you see the list?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you recall how many names were on that list?
I don't, sir. No, sir.
Was
There were
there-
quite a few. I couldn't even speculate how many. It were quite.
Sonya would have said 3. It was 3 people, I think.
There was quite a few.
Was there more than 5?
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all doing better than Sonya. She'd have been stuck at 3. At least y'all started out with 5. We getting somewhere. Let go.
Was there more than 100?
I don't think so. No, sir.
So it would have been somewhere between 5 and 100.
Yes, sir.
50?
Like I said, there were quite a few. I wouldn't even start to speculate.
Certainly. Now,
Get this.
does the name Derek Holmes mean anything to you?
Yes, sir.
Did you have any personal contact with Mr. Holmes?
I did.
What do you know about Mr. Holmes?
He was the one I spoke of yesterday that I said I spent several days with him at the jail. Very early on, I'd have to look back at my notes and see the first day. I think maybe possibly Monday. We actually, Mr. Champion made sure I made the point when I said we kept him at the jail several days. I interviewed him over several days, interviewed his family. His family was sick of me by the time it was over with. And the point I was making I was very honest and literal when I said, but the thing that exonerated that young man, the thing that I came to, he was absolutely rubbing his mama's feet whenever Jessica died. That was the point I was making. That's the depth that we went to with a lot of these Erics and Dereks. The depth I went to with Derek.
You see how the greatest state of Mississippi is when they want to. Goodness gracious almighty. Christine and Elmo, I'm telling y'all, stand 20 toes down on their ass. Because when they have their picks and chooses or who they done made up in their mind, even if they, let me be careful, all this boy had to do was say, hey, listen, don't even worry about telling me the time. Whatever time you got on that document that Jessica was attacked, set on fire, and subsequently died from, whatever time it happened, just know I was at home rubbing my mother's feet. Whatever time she died, get the F out of here, boy. That's the greatest state of Mississippi. And they law enforcement. Big Crumpet, Al Sharp, them running around here way back in 1955. You don't have to. I found this. I've been sitting on this shit for about 7 years. This, before YSL, this was supposed to be my lead way. And we not done. We not done. Okay, so let's get back to work. Rubbing mama's feet, whatever time Jessica died. Don't tell me. Just know whatever time she died, put me down, Mr. Derek Holmes, put me down for, was I at work? No. Was I fishing? No. What was you doing? I was at home rubbing my mama's foot. Feet. Foot feet. Shit, I don't know.
Derek Holmes.
Mr. Holmes is a registered sex offender.
He is.
Not.
Even being a registered sex offender. What should I say? See, I ain't got that many subscribers, so I could just cut up. Even with all of that on his record. Son, What was you doing when Jessica died? You know what? I'm going to tell you, Bubba. I was rubbing my mama's foot. Put that down right there on that document right there. Okay? All right, now. Get. That great state of Mississippi.
He was home at the time rubbing his mother's feet?
That's correct.
Okay. How do you know that?
By interviews that I did, looking at
Did you see was his mama feet? Were they fit? I shouldn't say that. I should, y'all right. I shouldn't go that far.
Again, I'll make this comment over and over. The totality of circumstances, totality of investigations. Some folks just aren't concerned with time. They'll say, I think it was Saturday. Well, it's after lunch. I couldn't tell you. So a lot of things I'll ask. What was playing on the TV? Maybe Wheel of Fortune. When you go through and start interviewing people, interviewed his mother, interviewed his brothers, interviewed some people that were out in the yard, interviewed not a girlfriend, but a girl. He was at the house. His mother had a medical issue, and I'm telling you, Mr. Peterson, he was at the house rubbing his mother's feet at the time Jessica was burning in her vehicle on Herring Road.
Man, I'd like to cut this shit off and left y'all asses sitting right up in here. I swear to God, I'd like to just... I'm struggling with expressing myself. I really am. Y'all sure y'all don't want to come together? Hey, listen, when y'all out making your way through YouTube streets world, just ask them. Just Kaazon's Truth said, are we sure now? We sure we're better operating as fingers instead of a fist? Because the people that are our overseers, this is it. This is your top agent in the greatest state of Mississippi. This is it. Yeah, this is it. Goodness gracious almighty, boy.
And I'll ask my question again, sir. How do you know that?
Through witness interviews.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you get any cell phone information on Mr. Holmes?
He borrowed cell phones. He didn't have a cell phone himself. He borrowed cell phones. When he wanted to talk, he borrowed cell phones.
Okay.
His brothers, he's got two brothers. I can't remember exactly, but he borrowed a cell phone.
And he borrowed cell phone. Would that information have also come from witness interviews?
Sure.
Okay. Mr. Holmes was also DNA tested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you aware of that?
I believe that's right. Yes, I believe that's correct. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Barry swabbed him whenever I was sitting there.
Okay. But now all we know is that your witness interviews would indicate that he was at home rubbing his mother's feet, and he borrowed cell phones.
Let me go ahead and put it to you like this, sir. Based on all the statements, based on all the witnesses that I interviewed, based on cell phone data and things, one thing I can tell you, sir, Derek Holmes didn't have any contact with Jessica Chambers on Saturday, December the 6th. I can tell you that.
Okay.
I can nail that down for you. I understand. I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm sorry.
Counselor Peterson, don't let him slide. Bring his ass back.
No, sir. I won't be confrontational. I apologize.
Say what? You say you... Is you threatening to buck? Is you bucking? Hold the hell up. Hold on 1 second. What did I...
And he borrowed cell phone. Would that information have also come from witness interviews?
Sure.
Okay. Mr. Holmes was also DNA tested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you aware of that?
I believe that's right. Yes, I believe that's correct. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Barry swabbed him whenever I was sitting there.
Okay. But now all we know is that your witness interviews would indicate that he was at home rubbing his mother's feet, and he borrowed cell phones.
Let me go ahead and put it to you like this, sir. Based on all the statements, based on all the witnesses that I interviewed, based on cell phone data and things, one thing I can tell you, sir, Derek Holmes didn't have any contact with Jessica Chambers on Saturday, December the 6th. I can tell you that.
Okay.
I can nail that down for you. I understand. I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm sorry. No, sir. I won't be confrontational. I apologize.
Hell no, Peterson. You should have told that joker sitting right up in there. No, get confrontational. No, see, and people talking about something. Yeah, you should have went to law school, man. I'd have been disbarred the first year. Some slow talking ass, goddamn on, hick ass, motherfucking Barney Fice looking man. This is it. Greatest state of Mississippi. Mother Nolan, Father Nolan. Y'all didn't, somebody get this, man. Look, I don't care if it's just, 9 or 10 of us in here. I'm cool with that. I'm not even here for that. I hear people doing certain things. Oh, you got to send me this. You got to hit the CashApp. You got to hit the Zelle. You got to do this. Super Smurf. No, that ain't what it's called. Super Chat and all that shit, right? I'm not even here for that. Trust me, them 10 hours, we get it done. Little family, run into, you know what I'm saying? Come, you know what I'm saying? Get it done. With that being said, greatest state of Mississippi. This is what y'all working with. Hold on, Quinton, come here for a minute, Quinton. Quinton, I wanna give you. Do you know that dude just finally had that last case this year? This year, 2026. This whole nightmare. I'm gonna tell you something else, but I'm not gonna tell you that tonight. I gotta figure out a way, cause if you follow me into this rabbit hole, I guarantee you would definitely be like, yo, because we don't know for sure. I don't know. Let me say that. I don't know for sure. But I believe they wanted this boy so bad. I believe they pulled a whole nother stunt. And all I'm going to say is they pulled a stunt next door. Next door in the state of Louisiana. They pulled a stunt. And I'm going to tell you about it as soon as I can figure out how to word it right. Because they don't play, but subsequently, I don't either. I don't. I damn near would have represented myself up against this. We'd have still, Patterson done moved on. We'd have still been stuck with them feet. We'd have been stuck on them feet so long that they'd have opened up a restaurant called Mama's Feet. Mama and the sauce or the rub we'd have put in would have named it Mama's Feet sauce. That's the rubbing sauce.
The point I'm making, Derek Holmes had no contact with Jessica Chambers on December the 6th, 2014, period.
I know. Hey, listen. Hey, we heard you the first time. Trust me. I have one of the smartest chats on all out YouTube. Sir, you didn't even have to do that. We heard you when you said no matter what time Jessica was set on fire. Whatever time. Didn't make no never mind. It's almost like, damn it, Bart. Is he dead? Nolan. And then y'all didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. Oh, damn. Huh? This the type of games they be playing in the great state of Mississippi, y'all. For real. For real. For real.
Now, you indicated that you actually conducted several of these interviews.
Yes, sir.
Holmes being one of them.
Yes, sir.
Keisha Meyer being another.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall any others as you sit here today?
I do, yes, sir. There were quite a few. Some that were, again, Mr. Tellis, who's obviously involved, Keisha Meyer, quite a few that weren't involved. And again, sir, for the sake of the camera, unless you ask me specific names, I'm not going to start dragging people's names onto the stand. I'm sorry.
You not? And you sorry? You not? You not going to answer?
Certainly. Well, these are people that you investigated and they were cleared, right?
I understand. This is still a small community, and no disrespect, sir, but you start dragging people's names into a trial, obviously on television, they're going to be talked about in the community. That's just how it is.
You drug Quinton, and the girl told you Eric set her on fire. The girl said Eric. One or two people thought she said Derek. Derek, the foot rubber, could have been your man. But you were so high sprung on the fact that that boy stuck his pencil in that girl pencil sharpener. See, you ain't got no beef with me. I ain't never crossed over. And my whole mic thing just fell. Huh? It just popped out. And I still know that boy was at home, according to you, rubbing his mama's feet. Oh, yeah. Keisha, him, it is true. Earlier that day, I'm glad you said that, Mata. Earlier that day, Jessica and Keisha went over and picked up Quinton. Jessica wanted some green. He gets off a little green. They stopped by the store. They got a blunt. They rolled it up, and they rode around smoking the blunt. Check this out. Everybody agreed Quinton don't smoke. So it was just Jessica and Keisha smoking. So yes. Yes and no. Yes and no. Keisha testified on that first video.
Well,
So you asked me and I'll answer.
You understand my position.
I do, and that's why, I respect it. Mr. Peterson, you ask me a name and I'll give it to you.
All right, well, let's do this. Tell me who else you recall interviewing, specifically. That you actually interviewed.
There were quite a few, sir.
Okay. Do you recall specific names as you sit here?
Yes, sir. There was another Quinton.
There was stop you right there. There was a Quinton?
There was.
Okay. What led you
Quinn, not Quinton, Quinn. Sorry.
Quinn. What led you to interview
He was on
Mr.
the phone
Quinn?
records.
He was on the phone records?
He was.
Okay. Continue.
He was on the phone record that morning. They actually spoke that morning.
Okay.
I believe spoke after lunch. I'd have to look back at that record to see, but spoke after lunch.
Did you actually meet Quinn?
I did.
Okay. Was he tested?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I can't be sure, so I'd have to look at that DNA log. I don't know that he was. Again, I'll qualify. They spoke. Have no evidence that they met that day.
I have a couple of individuals that you made specific reference to on yesterday.
Yes, sir.
One was in Des Moines, Iowa.
That's correct.
And that individual lead was pursued.
Absolutely.
And eliminated.
100%.
Why does that particular one stick out to you?
Obviously because I New Year's with my family being in Des Moines.
Okay. Who was that individual?
Who, first name was Terry.
Tarek?
Terry. With a
Terry.
Y. Yes, sir.
Okay. And is there any particular reason that one stuck out?
Be more specific, I'm sorry.
Well, yesterday in questioning from the district attorney, you went through a list of people that you knew about that were pursued. It was a lead.
Sure.
You pursued it.
Sure.
And you eliminated it.
Sure.
Okay. My question is, why did that particular lead stick out to you? Because you interviewed hundreds, as you say.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Again, based on tips that we'd received, some witnesses that came in and spoke to us about this young man, some things that he said, the way that, not way, he
Greatest state of Mississippi.
left here and left Batesville and her, a lot of things that we said, hey, we need to get to Des Moines shortly and figure this thing out.
Was there any DNA testing done on this particular
Was not,
individual?
no, sir.
Okay.
No need to.
Tell me, what determined whether or not there was a need for DNA testing?
I'm not going to say it was random. Men that had recent contact with him, we brought in to interview, they were swabbed.
Okay.
There was no method, no written down method of this is how I will do it. If they had recent contact with him, they were swabbed.
Certainly. Now, what do you mean by recent contact?
I don't know that there were certain parameters even. Now, I'm not saying a week or what have you. If a person,
Being in the car with them?
pardon?
Been in the car with them?
Again, there were no set parameters of this is who will swab.
Okay. Tell me, would it be fair to say that the persons that you did eliminate, did you go through the same process of elimination?
As far as
Eliminating them. I mean, you identified a lead, and then on this particular person, let's talk about Des Moines. Des Moines.
Okay, sure.
I say Des Moines, that's
Yes, I got
that
you.
southern accent. But this Des Moines person, you determined that there was no need for DNA testing, even though you testified that this person left hurriedly. Did I misunderstood you?
No, sir, you did
Okay.
not. Left in a hurry.
So my question would be, in that scenario, what caused you to eliminate the need for testing?
Okay. I understand my answers have been somewhat vague. This young man, the lead came in, this young man told the person that called us, I was involved, this is on Sunday night. Sunday night, I told this person, I was involved in something really bad yesterday. I got to get the hell out of Mississippi. Got in a car and flew to Des Moines. Interviewed several other people, and they said, yeah, he was involved in something bad. Well, the bad thing that happened in Batesville, Mississippi on December the 6th was Jessica Chambers was burned up in a vehicle. So me and these FBI boys jump in a truck at 10:30 at night, haul freight to Des Moines. We get up there and start interviewing. This young man was involved in a shooting on the road just south of Batesville off Good Hope. Young man got shot in the stomach. He didn't die. When Terry left Mississippi, he thought the guy had died, and he said, hell, I'm sorry. Heck, I've been involved in a killing. I got to get the heck out of Mississippi before the law gets me.
I be when we go to my wife's hometown, I be on red alert. Hey, it's time for us to get the out of Mississippi, baby. No, I have a nice time when I go over to Mississippi.
He was wanted by the Des Moines police up
I do get the hell up out of Mississippi too.
there for something. So he hauls freight. We get up there and we put it all together, and he didn't have anything to do with it. He didn't know Jessica Chambers. He said, man, I don't even know somebody got burned up. I was involved in a shooting. I thought y'all were coming up here. We got the FBI SWAT team to help us pick him up. Hell, I thought y'all were here to get me for this shooting.
Damn, he just won an Oscar, didn't he? Oh shit, my man won him an Oscar just then.
So, not being vague, so there was no point to swab this young man. He didn't even know Jessica Chambers. He was involved in a separate shooting. Now, if you ask me, does this happen often? Yes, sir, it does.
So one of the criteria would be that they don't know Jessica Chambers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about the gentleman was it a male or female in Chattanooga that you referred to?
It was a male. That came through some jailhouse witnesses.
Okay.
It was bunk by the time we got there. I say bunk. It was, again, misunderstanding, confusion. This person heard one thing, relates it to them. By the time it gets back to us, man, it sounds good. This old boy's involved with Jessica Chambers. No, he wasn't. We spent 3 days up there. Hey, we exonerated it, ran it dry, but it didn't have anything to do with Jessica Chambers.
No testing here either, correct?
No, sir.
My person witness, sure.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Nah, my tie. Everything you putting in there is fine. But my tie, you can't change the fact. Don't forget. It doesn't matter that she told them Eric set her on fire before she died. You would think that would be very, very, very important. You would think her parents, although I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jessica's mom has passed since then. I think so. I think I'm about 95% sure that she passed away. But that's effed up, though. That's effed up. You done went out all because this boy, and I would love to have a conversation with him and the ones that think alike, including Op Tatum. Are you sure? See, I can ask him. I never went down that road before. If that makes me a bad person, then shit, I'm bad to the bone. Bad then. Oh, that boy stuck his pencil in her pencil sharpener, and that dude on the stand, him and his partner, they ain't having it. They ain't having it. And they went out to get his ass, and they did pretty good because they got him on his second trial. Not that they got him. They ain't never. I'll let you see the outcome. Trying to work out some things here. Why he keep holding his hands like that? Quinton like, man, this is a bunch of bullshit right here. Look at there. Ooh-wee, boy. Greatest state of Mississippi. Ooh, boy. Boy. I mean, because if it ain't a direct headshot and they talking about some hands-on, I promise you, 3 of them, they might get me. They might get me in the end. But damn, 3 to 4 of them, they're going to be like, y'all going to be like, oh, hell no. Y'all 4, come here. Especially one of them people in the chat. They're like, I know his work. And mama, why you got that boy sitting up in there? you could have went and stood over her grave and got on to her for what? You do realize, baby, the person who did that to your daughter, they still out there. Baby, mama, look at all the money and resources you good old taxpayers done paid. This boy's second trial. Y'all didn't get nowhere on the first one. Probably ain't gonna get nowhere on this one neither. Baby, why you didn't stop this? You should have got with that district attorney. Listen. Let him go. We need to be looking for Eric first, then Derek. Yeah, including the Derek who's rubbing his mama feet. Bring her and the feet and Derek on ass on. Come on here. All of them. Mama, your little girl was set on fire, baby. And she told y'all, mama, do you know how many people out here done lost a child? You think Mother Nolan wish if harm her son could tell her, anybody else, especially if they didn't get no resolve, how many people, how many mothers and fathers wish their child could have told them who harmed them? And mama, you, hold on, let me get mama back up here. Get over here, mama. Get over here, because that's your baby. That's your baby. Mama, why is you got them with Quinton sitting up in there and your daughter told you Eric set her on fire? Mama, you telling me it hurts you more that she laid down with Quinton several, we're going to get to that. We'll get to that. We'll eventually get to that. Several texts, phone calls. She liked them. He kind of liked her too. He ain't made no big deal out of it. As you could tell, the boy had a bunch of women. But mama, your little girl told you Eric or Derek set her on fire. And I'm trying to figure out, mama, why is you got them with Quinton up there letting the killer get away? Mama, hold on. Take Peterson, take Douglas out of it, the judge, the DA, take all of them out for a minute. Your daughter, mama, she told you who hurt her. And mama, willfully and knowingly, you done went along with this shit to crucify this boy. All because he had relationship with your daughter. You willing to let Eric go by the wayside. She's still just as gone. Just to try to get him. Am I understanding that correctly? Maybe I'm not, mama. Where the play button at? You know what? On second thought, because this document is so large, because we trying to peel the bark from the tree, right? That's what we trying to do, right? That's what we trying to do, and that's what we gonna come back and do. I think y'all done had enough anyway this evening. Replay gang, catch it. We got rubbing mama's feet. We got a girl that told people Eric or maybe a Derek set her on fire. Eric won, though. There was more people that said Eric that she told. Nevertheless, they went and got Quinton. Now, look, I'm not here to fight with nobody. But if you telling me that Quinton and Eric almost kind of sound alike, then okay. 2 + 2 = 5. And I'll have to live with that. We're going to park this right here. That'll give us plenty of time. I'm going on double off days. So yes. We will get it done tomorrow. What time? I do not know, but be looking out for it. Hit that bell. Subscribe if you didn't. If you passed through and one of y'all know how to get Mother Nolan or Father Nolan, share this with them. It's quite comfortable. This is out the greatest state of Mississippi. And I don't have to go all the way back to Emmett Tills. I don't have to go back to Mega F. I know the history. Isn't that amazing how Nolan's mom's last name, Walmsley, and Wobbly was the last name of Emmett Tills? Isn't that funny how their sons had different last names than them? It was even brought to my attention. I didn't even see it at first. Christina almost kind of looked like Mamie. Yes, she does. But we ain't got to go back that far. You're going to hear about Cellerite. You're going to hear about phones, towers, what's on the phone, who's in the phone. Same thing going on in the Nolan case. It's all about that phone. And I don't know. Y'all don't have to follow me with this. Y'all don't have to follow me on this one. But to make me feel a little bit better, I think I'm going to drag that Tristan dirt dabbler ass looking ass shepherd until I'm good and tea tired with his lying ass. That was me. That boy ABC, TMZ, Rolling Stone, Brandon Tatum show. It leaked over into Nancy Grace. It went through some of the big bloggers. This boy done went to the top and everybody stopped. All because this little dirt dabbler said, that was me yelling. Didn't never tell you who had his phone, why they took his phone, did he ever get his phone back? Nothing. I can't stand that boy. I can't stand him because the momentum was going. We were getting in deeper. And then them boys called him up. Hey, man, we need somebody with some El Negro in them. You got to take this one for the team. Just like Mama getting her feet rubbed by Derek. Just like how she did that. That's how that went. That's all I have. We'll be back tomorrow to get to the bottom of this, one way or the other. Eric set me on fire. Greatest state of Mississippi, we're going to charge Quinton. Yeah, right. Peace, man. Hit that like button on your way out. It looks real good from here. Share this. Get this out there. KaazonSr followed by the $. Kaazon@gmail.com for any questions or concerns, any ideas, as usual. Last but not least, you can also Zelle through the Kaazon@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Tomorrow,